All right. What's up, guys? What's up? So, pretty interesting day this morning. I did take two trades, both hit break even. So I was in this long right here off this 30-second fair value gap. I was looking back. I was looking to try to target that 50%. Unfortunately, I did get tagged at break even a little bit. My stop was like a little bit up here, and it tagged it right there in that wick. So, you know, fine. Then the next one, this one right here, I tried to get short. Once I saw it holding this gap, so I got short off this 30-second gap of this inversion. And then um, once we kind of started holding that gap right there, that's when I kind of moved to break even, then pulled up, went. So, nothing really crazy today during AM session, just had those two break even trades. I was in profit pretty good on both of them, actually. Yeah, about 35 points on that, and then this one was about 26 points. So is what it is. But yeah, so today Asia session here. Here we go. Um, let me kind of clean this up real quick. We kind of delete this. There we go. All right. So we do have this 1 hour fair value gap right here. We did dip below this 15-minute gap, and then we did inverse. So we inversed it, and then pulled back through it. As we did that, we made this 1 hour gap right here, which we inversed that, of course. And now we have these two fair value gaps on the 1 hour. We got this one right here, which we respected right there. We got this one right below it. We'll turn down this music real quick. So, today was no news during the AM session. We do have news every single day this week, except for Monday. So this week should be pretty good. Let's see. TA says it was kind of a range day for the overall uptrend we're in. A lot of let's see, negative. A lot of people you trade with went negative. All good, all good. Just up a few points for me. Just kind of that break even, just that break even money. Nothing crazy, of course. But yeah, so you can see right here we are holding this gap, this 1 hour gap. We do. Let me pull out this real quick. Drop down to 15. Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna mark out the high right here. Mark out the low right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off real quick. So this is NY high, pretty much. Just gonna combine them, the whole NY session. This is NY low down here. Very nice TA, very nice. All right, let's drop down to the 1 minute. All right, so on the let's see, 5 minutes. Yeah, so 5 minute, we got this 5 minute gap that we are in right now. You guys can see we are in this 5 minute gap. Pulled up into it, rejected out of it. Pushing back through it right now. So I do want to see if we inverse this. If we do inverse this 5 minute gap, that would be bullish. That would indeed be bullish on the on NQ. Check ES real quick. So looks like ES already, yeah, ES already inversed that gap. The gap was a little bit different there. Yeah, so let's see if we can hold this or see if we inverse it. That's kind of what I'll be waiting on. If we inverse, probably look for maybe something like this. Maybe like we form like a gap in here or something. Look to get long somewhere in there to that high, and then maybe to NY high, something like that. Um, if we do hold this gap, if we like, let's say we do have like a manipulation leg or something. If we do kind of hold it, we can look to target these relative equal lows down here. A little bit messy, a little bit messy right here. Do a 1 minute right there, 1 minute gap. Check the 15. Is there a 15-minute gap? Yeah, there is a 15-minute gap. So that 15-minute gap is right here. Honestly, I'll probably stick with the 15. 15 is probably better. So we got that 15 gap right here. And here we got this one. I'll leave it as this. There we go. So yeah, there we go. I'm gonna make it blue. Easier on the eyes. Even though it is a 15-minute gap, I'm just gonna make it blue. Yeah, so we did bounce that area, pulling back. Looks like we're about to inverse this. 13 minutes for that. And 13 minutes till this candle closes, this 15-minute. So today our bias was correct after we got that 4-hour candle. Once we got this right here, this after we took out yesterday's high right there, and we got that strong close down right there. I was like, okay, we'll probably run down. That's exactly what we did. But yeah, I want to see if we inverse this. I want to see if we inverse this gap right here. Just kind of go to a 1 hour real quick. Just kind of see. Okay. So like if I were looking for longs, it would be push through this, pull back into a fair value gap, get the inversion, and get in. That's it's kind of my plan. See if we get it. Here, I'll type up my entry model too. So liquidity sweep and or high time frame fair value gap, low time frame inversion. Uh, I like to look for SMT. It's a bonus. I don't really need it. And then another bonus is market structure shift or a change in state. Uh, let's just put market structure shift. So that's my entry model pretty much right there. So, we do have actually let me pull this up real quick again. Okay, yeah. So we got PM highs right here. Which is, yeah, that high. All right. I will. There we go. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. It really pushes the stream out there. Helps out a lot. It helps out a lot. All right, so we are taking out that high right there in that wick. We did get some minor SMT here with ES as we pulled into that gap. You can see right here, SMT, so it's lower. Over here, it's higher. So that is some SMT. If we drop down to let's get like a 1 minute, would there have been a reason to get long in there? I mean, there's an inversion right there. I don't know if I would take that one. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, like that's a decent 30-second inversion right there. This one. So we got what 9 minutes left on this candle. I want to see where this closes. Here's the ES 15 gap right there. So that already got inversed. So not we would not really get a fair value gap on the ES 15 minute just because this wick right here is dropped down to the 5. It's just little candles. NQs, same thing on NQ. Yeah, same thing on NQ. Okay. Are you in the trade or analyzing? I am not in a trade right now. I am waiting for a trade. So, just trying to be patient. Trying to be patient here. Oh, we do have some. Oh no, we already took it out here in this wick. Yeah, so PM high is there. So if we are bullish, that's kind of what I'll be targeting. Um, if we do just start ripping down through here and inversing this, I mean, we'll target this NY low. But yeah, right now we're just chilling. We are just chilling right now. So we did have two trades today. They were, of course, somewhere. Let's see, they were somewhere in here. Did have two trades. I think the long was right here, and then I think the short was short was right here. Both hit break even. Just because there was no real there wasn't great delivery today. Probably just because there was no news. Completely fine, totally fine. Got 6 minutes left, so let's wait here for about 6 minutes, see what happens with this gap. Um, so for all the new people here, here's my entry model right here. That's my entry model. Pretty much, let's say we have higher time frame for a value gap. Let's say we got like buy side right here, right? So we're going to look for price to sweep into that. We're going to look to get our inversion right there. We're going to get short off the inversion, stop of the high, right? And just something like that. That's pretty much my entry model right there. It's very, very simple. So if we were looking for that right here, we would be targeting PM high right here. I want to see this inversion. I want to see a gap, like let's say we did have like a gap like right here. I want to see price pull back into that gap. Look for the inversion on the 1 minute, something like this. Back into that, and then we long out of that. That's kind of what I'll be looking for here. Do have this big 1 minute gap right here. This is actually a BPR. We got a big BPR right here. How'd everyone do today during AM session? You guys green? You guys red? I was just break even, just up just like a few dollars. All my trades just hit the break even. So definitely not negative. So that's good. So price is about to enter this BPR right here. TA said did not trade. So your calls went green, but have more. Oh, okay, all right. Nice, TA. You don't trade futures? Or are you doing both? So 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. That's 15-minute. We do have a new hourly candle in 3 minutes, so 2 minutes 40 seconds. So that'll be nice too. Okay, so you're learning with MNQ and MES. Nice. Sim trade, nice, very nice. I'm sure you know about prop firms, right? So we are holding the bottom of this BPR. We are holding the bottom of this BPR right here. Got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. I'm not, like right now, I'm not seeing anything crazy, like for me to get in. Last Asia stream on last Thursday, we went 2 for 2. We had a nice long and then we had a nice short. See, TA says he plans getting in on some kind of want to just scale up my little cash account. Okay, cool, nice. Apex is 80% off right now. So 50K right now with Apex is like, I don't know, I think it's like 30, 32, $36, something like that. You get up to 20 of those things. We got 30 seconds left on this. Yeah, so we are respecting that BPR right there. This is the 5 minute. There is this little gap right here, tiny 5 minute gap. You have to be very consistent with them though. I mean, not like just like with your average trading, right? Like there's just a intraday trailing drawdown. Like pretty like when people ask about Apex, like the biggest thing is, for example, like for a 50K, the biggest thing is just don't risk $750 per trade. You know, that's the biggest thing with Apex. Like just knowing how much to risk, because a lot of people, they'll get a 50K, very first trade, they'll try to make the whole buffer, they'll try to make like 3 grand or whatever, right? They'll try to make 1,000, 2,000, $3,000. Like as long as you just keep your risk at, I mean, whatever, just anything lower than that, pretty much, 200, $300, like you'll be fine. Yeah, because most of the people getting denied, it's just like they're hitting that 30% unrealized drawdown rule, whatever that rule is. Let's see. Anand says he is 1.5% away from passing Apex. Awesome. Just take it slow. Yeah, I trade micros. Even though I chart on the NQ, I trade micros. TA says 3K goal, 10 days, 300 a day. Makes sense. What do you link your accounts? I use Ninja Trader. The trade cut. So Ninja Trader is the platform. The trade copier that I use is Trade Devils. I actually have the Trade Devils link in the description of this video. The Trade Devils trade copier is pretty solid. If you want to check it out, it's in the link, or it's in the description. I mean, so we did have a pretty hard rejection there from the BPR. Yeah, pretty hard rejection there. I'm not seeing anything that's like standing out to me like crazy right now. You know, I mean, like, we do kind of have like this like little gap right here, I guess. There's one like right here as well. Other than that, like I'm not yeah, I'm not seeing anything. That's way too small for me to even look at. Let me go to like a let me go like a 15. Is your code in the Discord for the 80% Apex? Is your code in the Discord for 80%? Yeah. Yeah, my code will always get you the best discount at all the firms. So if you look down here at the bottom of the screen, it shows Apex, it shows Take Profit, and it shows Funded Futures Network. Use code GC Trading at all those firms. It'll get you the best discount automatically. So Apex right now is 80% off. Take Profit Trader is 30% off, but no activation fee. So that's really solid. And then I think Funded Futures Network, I think they're 50% off, buy one, get one. I'm pretty sure if you buy one, you'll get it half off, and then you'll also get another one. so, but yeah, GC Trading, best code. It'll give you the best discount always. But yeah, like I was saying, like a lot of traders, like they like to, like the reason why they like some get denied with Apex and complain is because because they risk insane amounts. Like on a 50K, if you go and draw down more than 750, like right off the bat, then like that's breaking one of the rules. So I mean, really, like there are a few other rules, of course, but really that's like the biggest thing is just don't risk insane amounts of money. Risk just like whatever you want. Anything below that 100, 200, 300, 400, right? But yeah. Anyways, so right there you can see on the 1 minute we did take out that high right there, and we just start ripping down back into this area. That's a pretty nice red candle or black candle right there. Like if there was like a really nice like gap right here, maybe I could look to get long, but I'm not really seeing that. That is a strong 5 minute candle close for bears for the bears. So let's see, TA says he's only risking 50 to 100 per trade right now. Even sim to build a consistency. The way I see is you can just scale it to make it. Yeah, yeah. And like also with like for example, like with Apex, you can have up to 20 accounts. So let's say you risk like 200 bucks to trade. Let's say you just have like a 1-to-1, right? 1-to-1 risk to reward. Risk 200, make 200. If you have 20 accounts and you're risking 200 each, that's a lot of money. that's like that's a $4,000. That's making 4 grand by risking 200 per account. So, instead of risking it all in, one trade, even like two trades, like just gotta chill, take it slow, and just be consistent. Adnan says he trades at 25K, 1-to-1 R, risking 0.5% per trade. Nice, nice. Close new bend to passing, very nice. So I'm just kind of waiting for a setup right now. Adnan says a little bit over trading. Hey, don't overtrade. Don't overtrade. 130 trades in 7 days, bro. What? that that's you're right. That's a little bit over trading. Hey, what's up, Ryan? How's it going? Living on the charts. Yeah, no problem, Ryan. No problem. Yeah, I mean, like we have news every day this week except for today. So hopefully we start getting some crazy moves, some nice delivery starting tomorrow. Yeah, so took out that high right there, tapped in that block. kind of had that little inversion right there. I'm not really seeing. We do have this, like we do have this little gap right here. Do have this gap right here as well. Um, this right here is a little bit more significant. This is the 5 minutes. So let me draw this 5 minute fair value gap. Let's see. So what is, let's see, anyone's favorite platform like Apex, Top Step, Tradeify? Okay, so favorite prop firm. Oh wait, I'm considering Apex account right now, but don't know the difference in it. Okay, yeah. Always go trade evade. At least that's what I do. I've just seen a lot of people have problems with Rhythmic and Trade Evade. You can use it with, of course, the Trade Evade platform. You can use it with Ninja Trader platform. I use Ninja Trader platform. So yeah, Ryan's right. Trade Evade's better. So we do have this gap right here. This is a 5 minute gap. If we were looking to get short, you have this 5 minute gap right there. I'm gonna kind of delete this one, this 15-minute gap, just because we already inversed it a little bit. Oh, actually, yeah, we already did. So BPR right there, 5 minute gap. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Check ES real quick. ES is okay. All right. Ninja web version. Yeah, yeah. So the Ninja web version is Tradeivate. Ninja Trader bot Tradeivate. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. See, pulling up into the gap. Relative equal lows look juicy. Yeah, down here, right here, at 455. Thanks, TA. Thank you. So, right here, what I'm kind of looking for, we did pull back up into this BPR, rejected it, right? What I'm kind of looking for is, potentially these relative equal lows down here inside this 15-minute gap that we got. So, if we do start inversing, like especially if we start inversing these gaps over here to the left, maybe we can look to get short somewhere in that down there. That would be nice. That's probably what I'll be waiting for right now. So also hit the share copy. Yeah, nice. Thank you. Oh, we got 12 people watching. We got 12 likes. Thanks, guys. Thank you. See, Brian says 15-minute, 5 minute overlap. Would you wait for the 15-minute confirmation? Let's see. Are you talking about the inversion right here? I would not really. No, that's because that's pretty low. Because then your risk to reward would just be lower. You would be getting short more in, closer to discount. So Yeah. I would kind of, but like I'm not just immediately gonna get short off this inversion. I want to see us like inverse these over here, create some type of gap in this, pull back into that, and then look for it. Yeah. Bearish 15. Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah, I mean like that would be potentially in 15 minutes if we were to get that gap. That would be really nice. Like if the next candle closed somewhere in here or whatever, and we pulled back into that gap, that would be great. That would be huge. This one, this would be an inversion right here. So we already inversed this. So if we inverse it again, I don't really want to look at that since we were already pulled through it and inversed it. CTA says, how many points do you usually go for on ES&Q? It greatly varies. I really only trade NQ. I just look at ES for S&T. But like for example, um, you know, like I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, um, you know, I was getting trades that were 80 points, 100 points because the market was going nuts. And then, for example, this morning I was up in trades like, I don't know, 35, 25 points. So, it just varies, it really varies on how fast, what the ATR is, how much the market's moving. Yeah, no worries, Ryan. No worries. So we did inverse this 5 minute right here. We do have that 5 minute up there too. So we could look for something like that. We could. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Yeah. Like for example, like just like a rough estimate, if did get like a pullback in here, we got like an entry model in there. Let's say stop. Let's say we're in like right there. Stop's going to be somewhere there. Targets break even would probably be like this level. I mean, honestly, I'll probably take profit there. That's already like a 2R. So, you know, but you do have these relative equal lows down here. But yeah, I'll probably get something like that, maybe, maybe something like that. So, like a 7 point. And then Asia, Asia is much smaller than New York too. So like this is only 7 points, 7 point stop. Last Friday, I did get into trade. Where was it? Where was it? Where's Friday? Where was it? There we go. Yeah. So I did get into this trade right here. So we were taking out this we were taking out this level over here, right? Ripping up through it. And then I did take this 15 minute inversion right here. Got short in there. So I was, down here at the bottom, I was up like 80, over 80 points. And I should have taken profit. I should have taken profit at the bottom. But what I did was right when we hit this, so I did notice this gap, this other 50-minute gap, and I was like, okay, if we kind of inverse this, we're gonna push down to here, these equal lows. But once we did start hitting this gap right here, I did move my stops to break even. So stops were at break even, but I should have taken profit, like fully been out right there, just because we did hit that 50%. But that was from last Friday, so if we do kind of like push below through this area, I mean that would be great because then we can kind of look for something like that, down to NY low. Yeah, yeah, it was a good trade. Just I should have taken profit. Nice, TA, nice. Yeah, so we did inverse this right here. I like if I had to choose a direction right now, I would say bearish. If I had to choose, I would like for us to pull back into this. Like when I say bearish, I don't mean like okay, this next very second we're gonna drop, but I mean like something like that maybe. Yeah, pullback would be nice. Or if we just like inverse this, get some displacement, and then we kind of do something like that, I wouldn't mind that either, and get short in there. I just don't want to get short at the bottom right here. I would rather get short on that. Yeah. All right. So one thing that we did here, but before we started pushing lower, is we took out this high, and like I talk about this a lot. These little manipulation legs, like price loves to price. Like let's say tons of traders are bearish, and this can go both ways too. But let's say price is bearish. Lots of traders are going to try to get in there off that inversion or whatever their entry model is. Price will like to do this, manipulate up, and then go. Right. It can also do the same thing to the downside as well. So whatever your bias is, just try to wait for that manipulation. So like what do we do here? We took out that low, right? So if you are trying to get in long here, right, you're trying to wait for that manipulation and then that push. But right now, I need some type of pullback for me to get in. Let's check ES. Yeah, so ES swept too, swept that low. So no SMT there. I'm just waiting for that pullback. Just waiting for that pullback. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, just waiting right now. Just waiting. Just gotta be patient. That's probably the biggest thing for a trader. Just you gotta learn to be patient. You know. Yeah, yeah, that gap up there. We'll see. If we can inverse this 1 minute right here, that's probably a you'll probably get your way up to that. Risk reward isn't great. Overall, I would be kind of bearish here. So I wouldn't look to take that long. I would kind of just wait for that right there and then look for that model. Yeah. Like I just like to take, 1 to 2 trades per session. If that, if I don't see anything, like that's completely fine. I was kind of talking about this in the on the New York stream in my Discord a few days ago. Like looking back on it, all of the prop firm accounts that you've blown, and I heard this from another trader on Twitter, Lanto, but um, all like looking back on it, like all the prop firms, all the prop accounts that you've blown, like every single one of them is because like I did not follow my rules. Like I either like oversized, I went on tilt, like something like that. I was talking to my chat about that on the Discord live stream the other day, and I mean, like they all said the same thing. Like every single blown account is from tilting or just like some type of mental mistake, like some emotional mistake. It's never from like, okay, I traded every A plus setup, proper size, and like I blew the account. That's very, very, very rare. So like that really helps, traders be like, okay, like if I'm gonna, if I go on tilt, if I oversize, like I'm probably just gonna end up losing money. There might be that small chance where I kind of make it back, but like in the long run, like 100%, like you will lose money. So, I just limit myself to like if I take 2 losses in a row, like I'm done for the day. I try to get 1 to 2 trades a day. I just keep it super simple. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, GC trading is the discount. It'll automatically update to whatever the best code is. But yeah, Apex is they're pretty solid. Someone just paid out 2.5 million with Apex. Actually, 2 people just did. So we are just consolidating right here. Just accumulating in this area. I don't want to do anything in here. I want to see a pullback back into this, or I want to see a continuation down and then that signal. So what does GC stand for? Um, a lot of people think it stands for gold. It does not stand for gold. It's some initials of multiple people, but let's check a 30-second here. Yeah, there we go. TA's got it. 30-second is choppy. Look at that. ES is like a bar. I mean, they're both just like a barcode right now. Look at that, just like that. Do you guys think we will pull back 50% of this right here? Or are we just going to continue? We did kind of have like a market structure shift, I guess. And there's that one right there. So Jeremy says manipulation before the news. Yep. We got a lot of news this week. Got a lot of news, guys. It is trash. PA is trash right now. Usually don't trade Mondays, yeah. Especially no news Mondays. The delivery is not really that great. I'll stay out for another 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, see if we get something. After that, I'm going to go make a steak. Got to go make some food, guys. Yeah, so if we can pull up into that. We are kind of pushing into this 1 minute gap right here, just a little bit. Okay. Okay, so we actually inversed it. All right. All righty. So off that inversion, there's that. I do want. I'm not in this. I'm not in this trade right now, but I do want to see maybe something like that. So TS says bouncing around between the 1618 extension, upper fairway gap. Okay. 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 Yeah, like Asia PA is like hit or miss. Like last Asia stream on Thursday, it was perfect. It was we got two trades. We got two trades, hit both targets. This one, it's eh, it's not the greatest. Definitely not the greatest. I definitely don't want to force anything here. Definitely not. That's the number one thing. Like if you ever you eat like every night, Monday through Friday. Yes. Monday through Thursday. Monday through Thursday. But then in Discord, I'm live at New York Open. So link for the Discord is in the description of this video. It's completely free. Just got to join the Discord. Everyone has access to it. So 9:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Open in Discord. And then YouTube is 7:45 Eastern at night on YouTube, of course. So let's see. TA says, real simple man, just fib out everything. Okay, okay. But yeah, I'm live Monday through Thursday for Asia. You can go back and watch the other streams too. You can see those trades that I was talking about from the previous Asia sessions. If you just go back to the most recent Asia video, they're all on a playlist. You can go see those trades that we took. Right now price action just not it right now. We do have a 15-minute gap. The 15-minute gap is right here, which we are in right now, so that is interesting. So, you know, and then 5-minute gap. We do a 5-minute gap right here. Lots of little gaps right here. It's just messy right now. It's just messy. Um, so there's that 15-minute right there. Do we have an inversion? No inversions. 30 seconds. 30-second. No, not really. Nothing crazy. I'm not really seeing anything like super nice here. Like sometimes like I have like a very clear bias. Right now, I just don't have that super clear bias. I just don't, because like what I like to see. Let me kind of like draw something up here. So let me think. So like let's say like price, starts going up. Let's say price makes this like this 5-minute gap, right? Let's say price makes that gap. So then if I see price, respect that gap right there and continue higher, I'm like, okay, right? That would be bullish, right? But then let's say we form this 5-minute gap right here, right? And then let's say we respect this one, we form this gap. Okay, now we're between these two gaps, right? So then let's say we run down here, and let's say price breaks through this 5-minute gap. Okay, it's bearish, right? Let's say we have equal lows. Let's say we got like equal lows like down here or something. And let's say we form another gap on the way down here, like let's say like a 15-minute or whatever. We can look to pull back into that gap, drop down to the 1-minute, get our inversion, and then we can look to take that short. So like that's kind of how I look to trade. I kind of base my bias around, okay, is price inversing this gap? Is it respecting this gap? You know, and right now it's kind of tough to read that. Okay, so we did just launch up into that gap right there, that 5-minute gap. But like right now, it's kind of tough because we don't really have a clean direction. Like we're not really like, okay, we're respecting bullish PD raise, inversing bearish PD raise. We're not really doing that, or the other way around. We're just kind of just you know like we did respect this BPR up here. We got this 15-minute gap right here. We bounced this 5-minute gap down here. First we did inverse it, pulled back. We're in this one right here. It's like one thing that, yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough right now. It's just not clear. We do have sell side down here. These relative equal lows. Maybe if we do get like a super super nice inversion here with a manipulation leg, then potentially we can look for those shorts. But I don't really like that. You know, Especially the way that we're coming through it right now. So, I mean, like honestly, if we like inverse this thing right here, that would probably be like, like that wouldn't be bad. That would not be bad right there, at all. The only thing is, you got that BPR right there on the 5-minute, or what time frame is that? 1 minute. On the 1 minute, you got that BPR. Do we have SMT? No, we do not. No SMT that I see. Wick high, yeah. That's PM high. That's PM high as well. The only thing is you got this BPR. Like if you can get past this BPR, then yeah, like you're going to that wick high. But 5-minute gap closes in 20 seconds. You do have the 15 gap that closes in 5 minutes. So like if I were to get long here, I would I would go to break even once we hit that BPR. Or not the BPR, but once yeah, pretty much the middle. Pretty much the middle of that BPR right there. So there's your 5 minute right there. On this over here, we did not. Okay, so let's go through our checklist here. So first, low time frame inversion. It would be that 5 minute or that 15 minute. SMT, no. Market structure shift, no, not really. Um, liquidity sweep, right? So these are the main things. We would have the inversion, but then do we have the sweep and or high time frame fair value gap? So we could have the inversion in 4 minutes, but the sweep, do we have the sweep or the delivery from the fair value gap? And the answer is no, we do not. Like we did not sweep any type of level. There's no sweep, there's no delivery from 1 hour gap or anything like that. There's not. So, this is not really something that I would look to take. Maybe like the only thing that could potentially be there would be like, okay, we're pulling into this 5 minute gap and then we're looking for that inversion on like the 1 minute or 30 second. That would kind of be what I would look for. But we don't really have anything like super, super nice. So I'll stay on for like 5 more minutes, see if we get just something in here, maybe. But most likely, probably just gonna wait till tomorrow morning. Just being patient. If it goes without me, that's completely fine. Not my entry model really, unless we get that nice pullback with the manipulation in here. Yeah, so tomorrow, let me check the news real quick for tomorrow. All right, yeah, so at 10 a.m. we got job openings, so that'll be nice. Um, we do have some news at night too. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow should be interesting. Tomorrow should be interesting for New York and Asia. So this will inverse in 55 seconds. This wick does look pretty nice. Who said that? Ryan? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That wick's looking juicy. That wick is looking nice. 3, 2, 1, and there's that close right there. So we did get the inversion on the 15. Inside that BPR. Um, so if we do, just completely rip through that BPR, right? Then yeah, there's that wick up there. But then one thing too, just to watch out for is, what if we take this high, right, inside the BPR, and then we you know, we do something like that, right? Like let's say we do that, and let's say we inverse this gap down here, right? That's if we do, take out that high and rip lower, which we might just continue and take out that PM high, the New York PM high right there. Let's check ES. Oh, we got some SMT, some bearish SMT with ES, guys. Some bearish SMT with ES. I still think this inversion will kind of push us to here. If we can continue through this BPR, yeah, I feel like we're going here. But if we just flip this, then inverse that, then that'll be kind of nice for to the downside to hit these. But so far, it's shown no type of bearish reaction. Just pushing. Yeah, so guys, I do stream in the Discord for free at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, New York Open. So link for that's in the description. It's completely free. What are you guys thinking here? You guys trying for this wick high over here, this PM high? You guys looking for the rejection down? There's your 1 minute gap. Ryan says looking for an entry to go up. Nice, very nice. I would like to see us inverse this 1 minute BPR. I'd like to see us inverse this and then kind of do something like that. That would give me a little bit more confidence to get in that trade. If we get like a gap, if we push up here and then we get that gap like that, and then we get long off that, like a 5 minute gap with a 1 minute inversion, that could be that could be a trade. But before we get that, we gotta flip this BVR. All right, so we are see if we do inverse that. We got 2 seconds. Yeah, we closed above it. Closed above it. Actually, right there is the BPR. All right, so yeah, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this PM high. So if we do get something like this with that gap in there, we look for the inversion inside. That's my setup. That would be an actual setup. I'm a little bit more inclined to stay on for another 10 minutes now since we did that. Watch it just like teleport to our target, just just no pullback. Goes without us. Just yeah. So, we got 3 minutes, 30 seconds left for this. This would be a nice pullback. This right here. That, I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind that at all. Not at all. I will be getting music into the stream pretty soon here. Just kind of working on the other streaming platform, getting all that set up. Or streaming software, I guess. Yeah, we are just pushing past that BPR though, so that's completely fine. Are we just gonna just go like this, just zero type of pullback? This is one area where like I used to get frustrated a lot when this would happen. I used to get like super super frustrated. Is like I would have like a very 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 strong bias. You know, like I would be like, okay, like we're going here. Like, for example, like in this case, I'll be like I'm pretty confident that we're going here, right? Does that mean we're gonna hit it? Not at all, completely not at all. But I like that target, and like a lot of times I'll just be waiting for that pullback, waiting for that entry model, and I'll never get it, and price just went without me, and I would get so frustrated because like I know it's gonna get there, but it's like when do I get in, right? Like how do I get in? Because it just goes straight up. And like and the thing is, like if it just goes straight up like that, and your entry model is based on pullback with an inversion or whatever, like some type of pullback, if it just goes without you, that's completely fine, right? Like it, you know, just like pat yourself on the back that you're right about the overall target. Price just did not give you your entry model, and that's completely fine. That's nothing you can control. If it goes your target without the entry model, that's completely fine. It's not like, oh, I should have made NQ give me an entry model. It doesn't work like that, you know. Yeah, Ryan says he need. That's funny. Just kidding. Yeah, TA exactly. Yep, yep. Jocelyn. Oh, what's up, Jocelyn? This is exactly where I would normally chase liquidity without a setup and would pull back and I would lose money. I'm working very hard not doing that anymore with this painful. Hey, a lot of trading is just mental. It's super, super, super mental. I would honestly say about like if you have a solid entry model. I mean, it's honestly probably, I don't know, probably 80, 90% mental. I'll probably say 80% mental. TA says he missed out on 10K last month on 3 Apple puts. I sold at 2K profit, but was like, at least I was right. Hey, yeah, you know, if you took profit at your target, that's, that's great, right? If you like chickened out before before your actual target, okay, that's a little bit different. But if your target was at 2K, then that's great. You did your job. Like, you don't know that it's gonna, rip, 900% higher. Just get in, get your piece. That's it. So, like, for example, like, if we were to get in this trade, like, let's say we did get a pullback back in here, and our trade was something like this, we're going to target these highs up here, right? What if price does go, all the way up here? Like, we're not going to be upset because, like, that's our target, is that PM high. Okay, yeah, awesome, awesome, awesome. Big gap up. Okay. Oh, the big gap down. Yeah. That's funny. All right, so we got 3 minutes till the candle closes. Let's check the 15. Okay. 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 I would like for this to start pulling down here and get in this gap. That would be kind of ideal. Thing is, we got a gap here, we got a gap here, a gap here. We might have a gap here. I mean, like, this thing might just go, but that's like I said, if it just goes without us, it's fine. Just wait for the next setup. Well, we'll probably get a setup tomorrow morning. Might get a setup tomorrow during Asia, right? Like, always more setups. Always more setups. People blow accounts from being impatient, oversizing, and tilting. People do not blow accounts from waiting, taking A+ setups, and proper size. Every single prop firm account that I've blown, to my knowledge, has been from tilting, oversizing, not following my setup. So following your rules is super, super, super important. I don't think I've ever blown an eval or prop firm, or like funded account or whatever, from using proper size, proper strategy, proper everything. I don't think that's ever happened. It always happens when I don't follow the rules. So we are getting a little bit of a pullback here. $47 left on this 15-minute candle, and the 5-minute. There's that one gap that we were looking at. Let's see. Oh, TA. Oh, you tried to go short, TA. Right now, I am on a 5-minute. I am going to get a different streaming software, so it will be much more clear, the chart. Um, Also, there's gonna be music and stuff too. So yeah, this is a 5 minute right over here, and then this is a 15 minute. Here's that 1 minute. Right now, I'm just looking at the five for this. Oh, you went long. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, I see. All right. I thought you meant you got stopped out for 90 points. All right. Yeah, nice, nice long TA. Well, you said stopped out. You said two micros stopped out, so then you put the little fire emoji. So I thought you were being like sarcastic. But yeah, nice trade, nice trade. Are we gonna get this pullback? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're trailing stop. Nice. I'll stay on for about 10 more minutes. I've been saying that for like 30 minutes now, but I'm kind of wanting to see if we get that pullback back in here. All good, TA, all good. I mean, like, what if like this one right here? Like, what if this candle, just stays like that, and then we get this 15-minute gap? Like right here, and then we get that play. I would like that better. I mean, it would make us wait longer, but pushing higher there. Okay, all right. No real type of inversion that I would look to take there. Yeah, nothing really. Like the only thing would be this, but then you don't really have that high time frame delivery. Something like that. I'm not in right now. Maybe we just took out that high right there, and then we kind of ripped down into this gap. 5 minute gap is a little bit interesting. It's we got two now. I would honestly probably just draw both of them together like that. Probably what I'll do. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We did take out that high. Are we going to continue? Or are we going to look for that pullback? 'Let's see. Can I do a poll in here? Yeah, I think I can. I'm just curious on how many traders trade ICT concepts, or at least some of them in their strategy. Jeremy says 582 target. 582, 582. What is 582? All right, yeah, just right up there. Okay. 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 Nice, Ryan. Nice. 650. 650 is up there. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Nice. Nice, guys. Very nice. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. Jeremy says lots of liquidity up there. Let's take a look at the weekly while we're kind of waiting for that 15-minute to close. This one over here. So here's the weekly chart. Okay. This is a pretty bullish week that we had last week. Dipped down, swept that low, closed higher. That's pretty bullish. That's pretty bullish right there. Um, I mean, target would be that right there. That weekly high. I'll actually name this weekly high so we know. Nice, nice TA. Got 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left for this 15-minute right here. There's that 5 minute. I kind of just combined the two 5 minutes right there. So let's see if we do close below this. Let's see if we do get that market structure shift. Yeah, so I do stream for free in Discord. I just like to say that every few times per stream, just so all the new people can kind of hear. I do stream for free in Discord at New York Open. Okay, so we did bounce that area right there. See if we can continue through it into that gap. It'll be nice if we held this for the next 6 minutes though, and then we pulled into that gap, so then we could have that 15-minute. That would be a little bit better. Pretty slow Asia stream so far. Haven't taken anything yet. TA says 19, 510. 510, 510. Okay. 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 Hmm. Got 5 minutes for this gap. Right now we're just sitting on top. Millionaire on sim. Let's see. Okay, so we are poking our way into this gap right here. Before the 15-minute closed, so the 5 minute, if we combine both those, it's pretty much the 15-minute, same thing, pretty much. That might have been it. Maybe we just take out that low and go. Because we did tap into this little guy right here. This one. So, yeah. I mean, if you needed to get in this trade, this would be your gap. That would be your inversion. If you needed to get in, you'd be waiting for this close, and then you just get in there looking for something like this. But so far, we are holding that gap. On the 15-minute, we have 2 minutes 45 seconds left on the 15-minute. So maybe we pull back into that gap, that 15-minute gap. That would be ideal. Then we look to get along. That would give us a nice risk to reward, depending on where we get in. Something like something along the lines of this. First target would be that high. Then just would go to break even for the rest. Got 2 minutes and 5 seconds left. Minute 45. That 15-minute candle. Is anyone currently in longs right now? Whoa, that thing just flipped. That thing just flipped fast. Yeah, so we never broke above that 1 minute gap. Check ES real quick. Okay, so we do have a little bit, actually, yeah, a little bit of S&T with ES up there in that area. Some bullish S&T looks like. Yeah. Okay. We got 1 minute till this 15-minute gap closes. It gets confirmed. So I'd like to see that pull back. That let's see. TA said made 180. Pressing buttons too much. All right, pulling back into that gap. Let's see, 20 seconds till this 15-minute closes. Got 10 seconds. So there's your gap right there. That's your 15-minute right there. That's your 15-minute gap. Your 5-minute, is if you combine both of them, it's pretty much that same area. So see if we can pull back into that area. Potentially get some longs in there, something like this. Look for that manipulation, inversion, something like that. Get long right around there. Target that PM high. Because then we would have our high time frame FEG, have our inversion. We might get some SMT, might get a market structure shift. Who knows? We'll see. Let me go ahead and draw the gap on ES as well, just so we kind of know where it's at. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. There we go. So if someone really, really needed to get in this trade, they would probably wait for this break of that market structure shift and the inversion. Oops. For something like this. But I would prefer us to come back down into this area. Do have a 1-minute gap in there as well. Okay, so it looks like 83% of the people in the chat trade ICT concepts. Very nice. You're just kind of sitting above this gap right now. Just kind of sitting above that gap. Okay. Okay, Tia. Yeah. All right, let's see if we do fall through here. Looks like we might kind of get something. Just kind of the way this is kind of starting to shape up. Maybe, we are forming this little wedge, so we're either going to pop out one way or the other pretty soon here. We do have that little wedge, so we'll see. It's getting really tight. So yeah, just chilling sideways right now, just waiting for that potential drop. If we get it, we get it. You know, if we don't, completely fine. Just wait till tomorrow morning during New York AM. You know, no need to force any type of trades. Let's check the 15-minute. Okay, all right. For 10%. It does not want to go into that gap. Look at that. Does not want to go in there. Do you have a little gap right there? Kind of overlaps that other gap. So we did just take out that high right there. Not on ES though. We did not take out that high on ES. I'm still thinking we can. We do have some low resistance liquidity here now. So, and I'm wanting to get this. You know, can even target that high. That would be nice. If we can dip down into this area, you know, we would get that good trade. Interesting, TA. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you know, if we just get that drop, if we get this thing back down here. Right now, we're not doing. We're just going sideways right now. Just in this. Watch, probably like the second I log off. The second I log off, Price will probably just do this. Just do the perfect setup. How much time do we have on the? Okay, so we got 6 minutes for that next 5 minute. Guys, if I did an account giveaway for like prop firm challenge or prop firm eval, what prop firm would you want to see it from? Apex or Apex, Take Profit Trader, or Funded Futures Network? If I did a prop firm giveaway. Yeah, you know, let's see if we do get that push. Might get it here. So Jeremy says take profit. Ryan says Apex. Okay. Okay. Are you looking for ES and NQ? I look at ES and NQ. I only trade NQ though. I look at ES for SMT. One day payout's nice. One day payout's nice. Take profit, I've heard, is really good. Take profit is good. TPT. Dr. Phil says TPT. Yeah. Apex. Okay. So lots of people are saying take profit. Lots of people are saying Apex. Okay. Okay. Both are really good in their own ways. Both are really good in their own ways. So Top Step. Yeah, Top Step's good too. A little bit more expensive. It's like what, like for like a 50K, I think it's like $50, and then like the activation's like 150. It's not one day pass either. I know take profit's not either. Apex is one day, but oh, so you like Top Step X? Okay, yeah, nice. And inverse the 1 minute. Yeah, yeah. We got two 1 minutes right here. Like if we do kind of push past this like this, that would be that would be nice. Wouldn't be, I mean, I would like to get in down here. That would be much, much better. Um, but that might be the inversion right there. But like I don't love that though, I don't really like that much. Let me check the 5 minute. Yeah, Apex is one day pass. If you look down here at the bottom of my screen, you can see it says use code GC Trading. GC Trading will get you the best discount possible. Right now it's 80% off one day pass. You can get up to 20 accounts. You can't do what you can't do one day pass. I mean it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. There are a few ways to do it. I passed one in one trade the other day, last week actually. I just went max cons and I bought off a fair value gap, and it passes one trade. No, I used so with a 50K for Apex, you can use 10. So I used 10 minis. All I needed was 15 points, 16 points after fees. It hit it in like a few seconds. 50K. 50K. I always get 50s. You know, there is another way too to pretty much get instantly funded with Apex too. There is technically a way. It's not a guarantee, but there is a way. Yeah, guys, you know, I'm not liking this price action. You know, we did not get that pullback back into that 15-minute. Um, you know, like today, you know, just the price action during Asia was not the greatest. You know, we wanted that fair value gap pullback and then that long. You know, that would have been really great. You know, if we did get that pullback, we that would have been a nice setup, but we did not get that. Um, so what's the way? You know, I'll here in the Discord. I'll send how to do it in the Discord. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, links in the description. It's completely free. But yeah, I'll tell you guys how to do it in the Discord. Um, but yeah, so you know today we were waiting for that pullback into there and did not really get that. Um, you know, some days are like that, right? Some days are like that. You know, so we had good patience. You know, we did not take any bad trades. You know, that's a plus. Um, but yeah, did not really see our setup. So, you know, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for joining. You know, unfortunately, no setup, but that's how it goes sometimes. I'm gonna be live tomorrow morning in the Discord for completely free. I stream live in there at New York Open, so 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It's free Monday through Friday. So links in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please hit that like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Adios.